Hi, welcome to another episode of Breathe With Me. This is part of the Keep Calm Mother On podcast, and this is where we practice pausing, finding our breath, inhales, exhales, so we can notice the amazing life we already have. My name is Christy. I'm a mom to 3 and married to my college sweetheart. Here we go. For the month of September, we are going back to basics with mindfulness. So a Mindfulness 101 series, and you will see this across all of my social media channels as well. And episode 354, which released last week, because I believe mindfulness actually is like the foundation that my best parenting and humaning comes from. I don't think humaning is a word, but it should be. So for this month, as we ease back into Breathe With Me's after a couple months of Tuesday Thoughts, I wanted to offer you some micro mindfulness practices. And mindfulness is just the radical practice of paying attention on purpose to the present moment and being non-judgmental. So I like to say that it's paying attention on purpose to the present moment with curiosity. Okay, so you're not trying to make judgments in the moment. You're just being present and letting all the thoughts and feelings, my tongue is twisted, the thoughts and feelings kind of float on by like clouds in the sky. You can acknowledge that they're there, but we don't dive deep into why they're there. We're just saying hi to them and letting them float by. So I have 3 micro practices I want to share with you that I've also shared on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, because every day in the month of September, I'm going to be sharing tiny moments of mindfulness there. The first one is like the gold standard of mindfulness introduction, and it's just washing your hands. And this should bring you back to like the 2020 throwback, but also this has been a practice that Thich Nhat Hanh has recommended for years, that you wash your hands with warm water, cold water, whatever works for you, and you just say, I am washing my hands. I am washing my hands. This is me washing my hands. I feel the cold water or I feel the warm water. I notice the bubbles. I'm washing in between all of my fingers. I'm scrubbing my palms. I'm washing the top of my hands. I am washing my hands. And you just let yourself be in that moment of washing your hands, because so often we are on autopilot and not actually paying attention to washing our hands. The second micro practice that I love is the here and now stone. And you can find worry stones or specific gems that you like the properties of, but I just like to pick up stones when I go on walks. In fact, the stone I have in front of me is a Petoskey stone that I found on a summer vacation a couple years ago. I like that it's nice and smooth. It doesn't really have a smell. It doesn't really have a sound. When I look at it, I do see tiny fossils. So I'm going to use all of my senses except for taste. And I'm just going to acknowledge the stone. And sometimes when I'm in a stressful pattern of whatever life is, I like to just carry a stone with me in my pocket. So I have something to fidget with. And it reminds me, I'm here in my body. I'm touching the stone. I feel the stone. Okay. And the third micro practice that I want to leave you with is a breathing strategy where you move your hands, you put your hands by your side. Okay. Let's start with that. And then as you inhale, you raise your hands palms up to like shoulder height. And then when you exhale, you just push your hands down. And then you start again, hands down by your side, raise your hands up as you inhale. And then rotate your hands and push it down with you exhale. Super simple. It is a breathing practice, physical practice that I borrowed from learning some different Qigong practices this summer. So that just helps move some energy and breath through you and keeps you aware. I like to do these hand breathing motions, this up and down, before I get into the shower, while I'm waiting for things to stir on the stove. while my coffee is brewing. This is just a really easy one, and it's one that you can teach your kids, and I find it very calming and soothing and grounding. So thank you once again for this Mindfulness 101 moment and these 3 micro practices of hand washing, the here and now stone, and the up and down hands breathing technique. I don't know what it's actually called. Okay. You are exactly the right human to be alive right now. I'm so glad you're listening to this episode, and I hope you just go have an amazing day. Go help someone and text this podcast to someone that it might help too. Bye everyone. I'll see you on Friday.